So actually, Phaedra is not an ordinary woman, or she is not swept by her biological desire only, and that very impetus only did not make her courageous enough to court Hippolytus. Actually, through this character, Seneca wanted to show the female power. And if you think of the history of Rome during the time in which it was produced, or this text was produced, you will find that the status of women in Rome at that time was very miserable. They were considered to be second class citizens. They did not have any uh, they did not have any status, dignity in the society. And you must have heard the name of the Emperor Nero, who was the most notorious emperor in the world. And for his brutality, for his lascivious behavior, many women of Rome committed suicide. You know it very well. So Seneca had all these things in his mind. With all these things in his mind, Seneca has produced this text. Or you cannot say that it is produced, this is reproduced, because this text was produced for the first time by Euripides as Hippolytus. Euripides also wrote a drama on the basis of same mythology. The name of the drama was Hippolytus. And in that very drama, you will find that supernatural machineries were made more active than human beings. For the tragedy of Hippolytus and for the tragedy of Phaedra, supernatural agents worked more than the persons who made tragedy. That is, if you read Euripides' Hippolytus, you will find that for the tragedy of Hippolytus, uh, goddess Venus was mostly responsible because she sent a kind of desire to the heart of Phaedra. And she was also vindictive towards Hippolytus because Hippolytus always showed his back to Venus. He did not show any sort of respect to Venus. He rather worshipped Diana or Dinah or Artemis, that is the goddess of hunting. He showed back to Venus and worshipped Diana. For that reason, Venus decided to take revenge upon Hippolytus. And ultimately, while Hippolytus met his tragedy, we, the readers, can interpret the causes of his tragedy from this perspective also. So his tragedy was also caused by this reason, the reason of Venus's vindictiveness towards Hippolytus. So Euripides' Hippolytus, the drama, was mostly driven by supernatural force, the force of fate, the force of gods and goddesses. But if you come to Seneca, Seneca is more materialistic. than Euripides. So why? Because of his observation of the realities around him. For that reason, it was possible for him to show that man himself was the agent of his own fate. If you suffer, you will suffer for your own fault or for your own follies. And if you love or if you become a victor, you will be a victor or victorious for your own credit. So this kind of interpretation is called a materialistic interpretation. So Seneca was more materialistic than Euripides. Now, in Rome, women did not have any dignity at that time. They did not have any will to power. They could not make decision. They could not decide with whom they would pass their life because of the arbitrariness or arbitrary behavior of the rulers of Rome. Nero was the most notorious ruler. And many women, because of the brutality of Nero, because of the lascivious venture of Nero, many women committed suicide. A woman named Antonia, a wife of a soldier, also committed suicide because of Nero. She was a very beautiful woman, and Nero somehow knew it, and he wanted to make her his concubine. And while the girl knew it, that is, Antonia knew it, she committed suicide to escape the venture of Nero. So just from this incident, you can understand the status of women. So Phaedra is more of Rome than of Greece. At first, keep it in mind. So Phaedra, this very character, is a mythological character undoubtedly, but it has been reconstructed by Seneca with the historical realities of his own time. This is called mythopoesis. This is called reconstruction of the characters, the reconstruction of the subject matter. Suppose if you think of Satan in Paradise Lost. This Satan is not biblical Satan at all, or this Satan is not a character from theology. This Satan is Miltonic Satan, Milton's own creation. He has taken up the character and he has reconstructed the character. So Phaedra is the reconstruction of Seneca. Now, how did Phaedra, or how could Phaedra stand against the system or patriarchy of the society? Patriarchy is